This next lesson has a lot to do with word problems, which I know are a lot of people's least favorite part, but hopefully we will be able to work through them and help you see what you need to do to be successful at solving these. All right, the first one says, the swing of a pendulum can be measured by the equation T equals 2 pi root L divided by G, where T is time in seconds, G is the force of gravity, which is 10 meters per second squared, and L is the length of the pendulum. Find the amount of time it takes for a 0.9 meter pendulum to swing once. So the first thing it gives us is a 0.9 meter pendulum. So that is going to be our length. So that is going to be L. So L equals 0.9. So we're going to fill that into our equation and we're going to solve for time. So T equals 2 pi times L, which is 0.9, over G, which is this 10 meters per second squared, which gave us in the first part of the problem. And now we're just going to type that straight in our calculator. And when we type that in our calculator, this is what it looks like. I typed it in my digital calculator off to the right, and the answer is 1.88. And that is going to be in seconds because it is time. All right, B says find the amount of time it takes for a 0.049 meter pendulum to swing once. So yet again, it's giving us L, 0.049. So we're going to plug that in for L and find T again. Yet again, gravity is still at 10. So I plugged that in the calculator and I got 0.44 seconds. We use 2 decimal places and round. The 9 makes the 3 go up 1 place. So a shorter pendulum should take less time to swing, so that makes sense. All right, C says solve the equation for length L. So it wants us to get L by itself. So this is going to take a little bit more work. So I am going to move everything off to the side. Give myself a little bit more space here. So if we're trying to get L by itself, what we need to do first is get the radical by itself. So the 2 pi is multiplying by it in the front, so we're going to divide by that on both sides. So now we have T over 2 pi equals root L over G. So our goal is to get L by itself, so we need to get rid of the radical. So we do that by squaring both sides. So we have T over 2 pi squared equals L over G. And now to get rid of division, the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply by G on both sides. So L equals G times T over 2 pi all squared. How long would the pendulum need to be if it takes 1 second to swing once? So this time it's giving us 1 second, which is our T. So we know that T is going to equal 1. So it's asking us how long would the pendulum be, which is why we solved for L in part C. So we're going to plug in 1 for T. So we have L equals G, which we know is gravity, is 10, times our time, which is 1, over 2 pi all squared. So now we're going to type that in the calculator. So I typed in my calculator right here, and I get 24.67, and that is going to be meters. All right, our next problem says an equation that represents a plane's height in relation to its distance from the horizon can be modeled by D equals, that's supposed to be a highlighter, D equals 3.56 root H, where H is your height and D is your distance. If the plane flies at 30,000 feet, how far away is the horizon? So 30,000 feet is going to be our height. So then we're going to plug that in because it wants to know how far away is the horizon. So D equals 3.56 root 30,000. And then we just type that in the calculator. All right, so you can see I typed it in my calculator and I got 616.61, and it is going to be in feet. All right, part B. Justin is looking out across the ocean from his room by the beach. His eyes are 250 feet above the ground, so that's the height. He saw a ship on the horizon. How far is Justin from the ship? So that 250 is my height. Oh, don't want to highlight it anymore. And I want to figure out how far away the ship is. So D equals 3.56 root 250. Now I'm going to type that in my calculator. And you see I typed it in and I got that the answer is 56.29 feet away. Since it's given to us in feet and it doesn't give us any other unit of measure, that is the unit of measure we use for our final answer. When a car comes to a sudden stop, you can determine the skidding distance in feet for a given speed using the formula S equals 2 root 5x, where S is the skidding distance and X is the speed. Find the skidding distance if you are traveling 55 miles an hour. So 55 miles an hour is going to be your speed, because it's how fast you are traveling. And now it wants to know the skidding distance, which is S. So S equals 2 root 5 times 55. We're going to type that in our calculator. And we get that the skidding distance is 33.17 because of the rounding. In feet. It tells us that it's in feet, skidding distance in feet. Find the skidding distance if you are traveling 75 miles an hour. So that is our new speed, 75 miles an hour. So this should be longer. So S equals 2 root 5 times 75. And I typed it in my calculator and I got 38.73 feet, which it is longer, which makes more sense because you're going faster. So now it says to solve the equation for speed. So if we're going to solve it for speed, move it a little bit out of my way so I can have a little bit of space. So we're solving for X. So the very first thing we do is got to get rid of that 2 in the front. So S over 2 equals root 5x. Got to get rid of the radical next. So we do that by squaring both sides. So S over 2 squared equals 5x. Last step, we've got to get the x by itself, so we divide by the 5 on both sides. So speed is going to equal S over, actually I'm probably going to need a little bit more space than that. So x equals S over 2 all squared, all divided by 5. So last question, part D, asks us how fast are you traveling if your skidding distance is 42 feet. So it gave us our S this time, 42 feet, and it wants us to solve for X. So we're going to plug that into the equation we just found. So X is going to equal 42 over 2 squared, all divided by 5. We're going to type that in the calculator. And when I type it in the calculator, I get that the answer is 88.2, and that'll be miles per hour because that's what speed is given in. So I'm going pretty quick if you got that long of a skidding distance. All right, hopefully this made sense to you. You are going to try the classwork homework 3.4, and it's got 4 more problems similar to these. Do your best and don't hesitate to ask questions or check the answer key if needed.